Liz here from Dialto.com, and today in the hot seat I have Miss Shari Alexander of Shari-Alexander.com. As always, links for you to contact, find, subscribe to everybody I talk to will be below the video. And Shari is a communications specialist. So before we even start, Shari, I will let you tell people what that means just in case they don't know, which I actually didn't 30 seconds ago.
So my company name is Observe, Connect, Influence. And so companies hire me to run training sessions with their various team departments. So it can be sales, IT departments, and their executive suite on how to be more influential either in one-on-one meetings or leading their teams or even in their public speaking and presentations.
Cool. So the whole reason I'm interviewing Shari today, it's a great topic. Her and I got into a little conversation over Facebook. I've known Shari for a little over a year now. We met at a conference last year. You know, she reached out to me. Actually, it was even funnier than that. Like a week or two ago, which by the time this video goes up, it'll be probably like a month or two ago. But you did a great blog post, which I will also link up in the comments. And let me make myself a little note to do that. Your blog about your gym experience.
With Mr. Robot.
Oh, man. And so you guys, click the link below the video to read that after you watch the interview because it's just hilarious. We've all done this, had this experience when you belong to a gym where like the ambitious trainer is trying to like come up and sell you on why you should work with them. She wrote a hilarious blog post about that, but it sparked a dialogue between us about her journey for weight loss. Really, I think you said since going all the way back to during or after college, right?
Yeah, college, my senior year.
So, you know, one of the things Shari said is how it's kind of been an uphill battle of ups and downs, and she's tried all these diets and worked with trainers and nutritionists, and it wasn't just until recently that something finally clicked for you. And I loved the story, and I think, so much of what you've gone through are going to be things that people in the audience here are going to be like, oh, me too. So I'd love to know about your experience first, and then how you've come out on the other side of that more recently.
Yeah, sure. So over this journey of time, I've lost about 30 pounds, and I'm 5 feet tall, so 30 pounds is quite a bit on a little shorty like me. And I started off with just working my butt off. I mean, I'd be at the gym. I start off with, okay, I got to do this. I'm an all or nothing kind of a girl, and I'm a perfectionist. So 5 a.m., I'm hitting the gym, and then after school, I'm hitting the gym. And yeah, of course, I lost weight, but you can't do that the rest of your life, especially, you know, if you're trying to run a business like you and I.
Mm-hmm.
And
or anything else for that matter. Have a high-powered career, run a family, like, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. And didn't know much about nutrition, but, you know, got a few books and slowly over time started cutting out certain things. And so it was healthy. I never did any crash diets. I can't handle that. And then learned how to work out actually versus just, you know, getting some of those DVDs and everything where you injure yourself within the first week. And then so I got on a diet, which is pretty common, where it's like little to no carbs. And that worked. I started losing weight, but then after a period of time, I didn't realize this until I was on the other side of the journey. But I was just tired all the time. I was taking naps in the middle of the day, which sounds cool, you know, oh, you get to take naps in the middle of the day. Well, it's not really all that great, and it's really not all that smart if you can avoid it. And just was kind of cranky and tired a lot. And it wasn't until not too long ago that I was talking to a trainer and nutritionist, and they said, well, how long have you been on this calorie deficit, and how long have you not had carbs? And I said something like, I haven't seen a potato in like a year and a half.
Wow.
And he was like, okay, so here's the thing. Those are great for a certain period of time, but your body can't maintain that for very long.
Right.
And so right away, he put me on a much higher, he doubled my calorie intake, which I thought he was nuts. I was like, there is no way I don't want to get fat all over again. Are you kidding me? But instantly, like, my energy started to skyrocket, and my weight didn't go down, but it also didn't go up. And I was working out more, and so he said, oh, well, you're putting on muscle, so this is a good thing. And so yeah, it was the carbs that I had seen them as these evil, ugly little minions that just put on fat all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And then turns out it's like that's the one thing that I really actually needed for my brain power.
Totally.
Because at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was done. I was, I got my workout in, so I'm definitely at a deficit, and I was exhausted. And now I've been so much more productive now that I've gotten the calories that I'm supposed to be getting and eating carbs at the right times and everything to make it work. It's been, I mean, I was just shocked. It's like if somebody takes a miracle drug and it feels so much better. It's like, oh my gosh, potatoes, awesome.
Yeah.
And
then you feel amazing. So you brought up a couple things over the course of that story there that I want to backtrack to, because I think, again, a lot of people watching, we've all tried these, right? Like low carb diets. And you're right, it's not sustainable. At first, it could be really useful to kind of get your metabolism back in sync. What a lot of people don't realize if they're overindulging in carbs is that you create this hormonal imbalance in your body where you're constantly like releasing too much insulin, spiking your blood sugar, releasing the insulin, crashing, totally affecting your energy and things like that. So, there is a phase where, and everybody's body is different, it can be useful and helpful in shedding fat to decrease your carbs. But just like you said, in some cases, it doesn't last like that forever. And I remember when we were exchanging Facebook messages, you said at one point you were thinking you needed to be on like 1,000 to 1,200 calorie a day diet, which to me just sounds so crazy and so insane. I know personally I would never even be able to do that for like 2 days in a row. But so the other thing is, once you noticed your hunger and particularly your energy going down, like in the gutter, you knew like some adjustment kind of has to be made. And I want to encourage everyone to really pay attention and use those biofeedback tools on a regular basis, like checking in with yourself. I love to teach people how to be body detectives. Even certain foods, like you'll notice, oh, that actually made me kind of bloated. Maybe I won't eat that so often. Or, oh, you know what? I ate a whole bunch of vegetables today and my energy was through the roof. Maybe there's something worth exploring there, So paying attention to those things. And you did say something about, napping in the middle of the day. And while that shouldn't necessarily be necessary, the fact is, if you feel like you need one, just take it. Because your energy is one of the most important things in terms of being productive and things like that. So moving forward, tell me what do your meals look like these days? Like, walk me through a day in the life of your eating now that you've kind of figured things out.
Well, I don't know if I've entirely figured things out because I still have a goal that I'm reaching for. Now that I've gotten to a size that I like and everything, but now it's a goal that I've set for myself. I have pretty lofty goals. I want the nice toned body, where muscles show and everything. I want the Liz Dialto body with the butt that won't quit and the arms you don't want to mess with. That's what I want.
That's amazing. I'm gonna quote you on that.
So actually, I actually started doing intermittent fasting. Mm-hmm. So the 16 off and then 8 hours of feeding. So my first meal of the day is usually around 11 or 1-ish, which for me and my lifestyle, it works out great because my most productive time is in the morning. It's when I get the most writing done. I don't schedule any appointments. It's when I just hit it hard in front of the laptop. And then it's so nice because I just have my coffee, which is actually an appetite suppressant, so it all works out. And have just lean meat and vegetables at lunch/breakfast. So I have a lot of salmon or chicken breasts, and I grill up or saute up some asparagus, Brussels sprouts, onions, garlic, that kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. Either that or I'll have an arugula salad with just a little bit of olive oil and salt. Awesome. And yeah, so I just kind of mix those things up a little bit, any sort of green veggies. I'm allergic to some foods, so I'm a little bit more limited in other areas that I just can't have. And so I just break those up. Every once in a while, I'll have some nuts if I'm feeling a little hungry and need a little bit more of a boost. So cashews and almonds are my bestest friends.
Yeah.
That's basically every once in a while a piece of chocolate gets in there. Not going to lie. It does happen.
Gotta live your life.
makes me happy.
So you bring up intermittent fasting. Whose protocol, when you did this research, was it the nutritionist you were talking about? Was there a particular program that you used, a book you read, or anything like that to learn about that?
So you and I are both friends with John Romanello,
Mm-hmm.
and he wrote an extensive blog post on intermittent fasting and the different kinds. So I read his. I read Nigar Fanouni wrote a great blog post on it as well, and also the guy from Precision Nutrition.
Okay. So I'm going to write these down
Yeah.
also, and I'll find them, and I'll put links to them, the IF posts. Because here's the deal. As you hear Shari talking about this, intermittent fasting or IF works for her, and it fits with her lifestyle. I'm going to tell you right now, it is not for everybody. So if you're watching this, I don't want you to be like, oh, well, it worked for her. I got to do this. I've also dabbled with intermittent fasting, and ultimately, it was not for me. So just like everything else I ever talk about here, guys, try it out. And, if it's for you, that's amazing. If it's not, that's what this is all about. It's about experimenting, trying things out, seeing what fits with your lifestyle, and obviously following my philosophy that willpower totally sucks. You got to find something that's simple, keeps you motivated, and that you enjoy. And it seems like your new lifestyle kind of fits those three prereqs, huh?
Yeah, because I like eating big meals. I like to take a break and actually eat a whole meal.
Yeah.
And I'm not much of a grazer, because if I'm grazing, then it's like then nothing else is really getting done.
Right.
So for me personally, it works out really well. And honestly, I don't even get hungry until about that time.
That's great.
Before, when I woke up, it's like, okay, I have to force myself to eat. And that's one thing I hated with other programs with eating 5 times a day, which some people it's perfect for. For me, it was just like, oh my God, I have to eat again.
Yeah.
And I have to go make something again. And then it just didn't fit for me.
And intuitively, it's like anything, if I have to force myself to do it, probably not the best for me, Personally, I'm more of a grazer, and I like to eat all throughout the course of the day. And that works for me, But, for some people, that's not, just like you're saying, which is cool. So.
Right. And I also, can I throw in something exercise wise? My trainer, like a goal, a vision that I have in life is I'd love to be like a runner. Like just the idea of, oh, you put on your shoes and you go somewhere. That's so cool and sexy to me. I suck at running, and to be honest, I hate it. I want to love it so bad.
Suck at it? Like you're slow, you get injured. What do you mean?
Yeah. I have I think my bone structure wise, I'm not really set up to be much of a runner. I have really big hips, bone structure wise, and my knees don't particularly enjoy it, and I get shin splints like that.
Me too.
So I have learned things that will help with my shin splints, stretches, certain things that help. So I'm much better than I used to be. I couldn't even run for like 2 minutes. Now I can do 15, 20 without any problems. So I have had some trainers who have wanted me to do long periods of running, like 30 minutes or more, and I don't run outside.
You saw my face.
But one thing that I've noticed is I enjoy intuitively, like I enjoy getting on the treadmill and reading a book. I love that. It's one of my favorite moments of the day. But if I get bored with that at any point, then it's like I do enjoy the quick run. So I don't know if I would say sprints. It's not like a full-on sprint, but going at a jogging pace or a run for a period of time until my body's like, okay, that we're done with that, and then go to walking. And then I'll get bored with that, and I just change it up. Well, it turns out that's this thing called like interval training.
High intensity interval training. Didn't even know you were doing it. Great.
Didn't even know.
Very effective, and one of my preferred methods to apply to any kind of workout.
Right. So there's this thing that like this sustained run, it sounds like so cool and everything, but my body is just like, I hate every bit of this.
Totally.
But interval training, I love it because my body's, having to readjust. I get on this like full on focus mode of, okay, only 10 more minutes or 5 more minutes or whatever it is. And it just keeps me engaged in so many ways.
Yeah. So quick, off topic, but kind of on. I also used to get shin splints really easily. Personally, I hate running too. For years, I tried to like running, and I'm like, why am I forcing myself to go back to that point that we made earlier? Have you actually gone to a running store and like had them videotape your gait and all that stuff to make sure that you're in proper sneakers? Have you done that at all?
I did it once a while ago. I don't know if they videotaped me, but they put me on treadmill and they watched me. So I don't know if how legit this place was.
Mm-hmm.
And which one's pronation,
I
which
always,
one's
you know what?
supination?
I'm a freaking trainer. I should remember, and I always mix them up. So
It's the one where I'm on the edges, the outside
yeah,
edges. That's what I do.
I
Yeah.
really do. I always mix them up. All right, but that's great. That was one of the things that really helped me. But also too, it kind of depends on like surfaces. If I do run now, even if I do sprints, something like you were talking about, I will go to the beach or I will go to a track as opposed to running outside on concrete. You know, a
Right.
treadmill is going to be a little more forgiving than concrete, but really not that much.
Right.
So this
Right.
has been cool. Thank you. I really appreciate you sharing your story and going into this stuff with us. And what's so funny is when you were like, "Oh wait, can I just say something?" I was literally going to ask you about your workout and about your next goal. So I have one more question for you because personally, I'm not big into like weight loss goals, like a certain weight, a certain number, a certain body fat percentage, even though, you know, we all have them. What is something that you want to be able to do in or with your body that you can't do right now that is kind of an exciting goal that you're working towards?
That I can't do right now. Well, I could. It just wouldn't look very good.
That counts.
I have always wanted to be able to rock out like a midriff, like some jeans and some sexy where the abs are showing.
And those shirts are
That
coming back
is,
now. That
oh,
trend
I
is
know it. I
back
know.
in action.
The abs are there. And so that's something that I want is to be able to rock out some cool, sexy, yet classy midriff of some sort.
And you and I, we have a similar body type. We're like, you're 5 foot, I'm 5'2". We're like that hourglass shape. So
Yeah.
there's certain clothes where you're like, listen, guys, it's not my fault that this doesn't look classy. It's just the way I'm built.
Exactly.
Remember when I was growing up, sometimes I like nothing would be showing. Like it wasn't cleavagey, like it wasn't short, but my mom would be like, "What are you wearing?" Because it was like form fitting, and I'm like, "You guys, this is just my body."
Yeah. I went to a party not too long ago, and I kid you not, the neckline of this dress is up to here, and it's got like one sleeve, and then it's sleeveless on the other side. And no cleavage. It goes down to my knees. The hemline does, and it's just form fitting. And people were like, "Whoa, like sexy," and I'm like, "It's just me."
It's me, baby.
Sorry.
It's great. Not complaining. So, all right, we covered some stuff. I took some notes so I wouldn't forget. Below the interview here, we're going to have Shari's website. If for some reason you're watching and you're interested in the things that she does. And she mentioned a couple different blog posts, some of her own, some of other people's about the intermittent fasting. So I'm going to put links to all that stuff in the description. Make sure you subscribe so you can catch up with more people in the hot seat moving forward. And Shari, any last parting words as we sign off here?
Oh, just, to reiterate what we talked about, trust your intuition and, seek out sources from different areas and then figure out what's right for you, what's right for your body.
Love it. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Liz.
Bye.